We are not financial advisors. This podcast is for entertainment purposes and is not to be viewed as financial advice. We will be sharing our opinions and experiences in the market that have shaped the way we think and invest today. Welcome to our first ever Allied Focus podcast. My name is Matthew and I am the creator of the Allied Focus Group. I have a background in psychology, business, logistics, and stock market investing. I am a contrarian investor that is looking to make a better financial life for myself and family. I am a sponge for knowledge and I love teaching what I know. I am accompanied by co-host Jake and Bill, who are active members of our Discord community. Both of these guys bring a wealth of knowledge and personality to our group, and I appreciate them very much. Jake, you want to go ahead and give a little intro, and then Bill, I'll have you do the same thing if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, so hey everyone, my name is Jake, or Slim Paws is my usual screen name and gamer tag. Yes, I'm a gamer too. I work in the food industry as a bakery manager. I have a pretty rich history in pastries and breads. Maybe one day I'll work as a full-time trader. Fingers crossed. I first started investing in the beginning of 2021 in Dogecoin, just like millions of all you others out there. I made a decent amount of money, started investing in stocks after that fiasco. Currently, I'm looking to branch out and diversify in several areas. And I got a dad joke if you guys want.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have to. Yeah, go ahead.
Short and sweet. An economist, an accountant, and a lawyer decided to gamble. And that's how the stock markets came into existence.
That's good, man. That's good.
Like I said, dad joke.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. All right, Bill. I don't know how you're going to follow. I don't know how you're going to follow that one up, Bill. But you go right ahead.
Well, I've been trading since the 80s. I'm a blue collar worker. I'm just a normal guy on the street trying to set up my retirement. And I got about a year and a half left to retire. And I'm going to do at least, about 40 or 50 hours I got planned set up of full-time investing. And my goal is to have all of my trading accounts to be $1 million plus. I feel that's the money that everyone keeps insisting on Wall Street you must have in order to make a difference. Well, okay, I'll do it my way and not have them tagging fees and doing all this other stuff that they do to take away all your profits and just give you a 10% return at the end of the year and say, hey, we did a good job for you. No, I could have done much better on my own. So I've been dabbling in there for the stock market for several years now, and I've done well. I haven't been no major losses, and I've been a little overly cautious a lot of times, and I'm not as frugal with my money I should have been. But my goal is the next 5 years I should have all of them at $1 million each, at the minimum, and that's my goal. And I'm on my way there. I'm doing good. So even in the market that's down now, all these people you see on Fox Network and everything, they lost a ton of money on a lot of positions, and they rarely speak on it. And I want a podcast to talk on the losses because you learn a lot from the losses from other people.
Yeah, I agree. I just want everybody to know that, all three of us are from different parts of the United States. So, Jake is from California. I'm from Missouri. Bill is from New York City. So, we got a lot of the grounds covered here in the United States. So I think that was pretty cool. I met Jake through our little investment journey with Ideanomics. And
it's been like a year now.
Same with Bill too in the Discord. So, I appreciate you guys being on here. I look forward to the journey ahead. I think we have a lot of information that can help people. So for today, we are going to be talking about our top 3 investments. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to take turns talking about which ones we like the best, which ones we think are going to set us up the best for the future. Those are the ones I'd like you guys to share.
Are you going to go first?
Oh, yeah. Jake, you are up first.
Okay. Well, the first one, it's a love-hate relationship. I'm sure you know. Ideanomics or IDEX.
Oh,
They have.
damn! Right
You
off
know
the
I was going to
top.
put that one in there.
Okay, right off the top. Okay. Damn, right off the top. Okay, go ahead. Now
Doesn't
pitch
mean
it
it's
to
my
us.
favorite, but
Yeah, go ahead and pitch that one to us, Jake.
Yeah.
But I mean, just get it in a nutshell. They have multiple subsidiaries. Energica, who makes electric motorcycles. Wave, who makes commercial electric charging pads. Solectrac, electric tractors. Last I heard, they were building multiple plants to build those. Oh, US Hybrid. Well, they do a little bit of everything, really, huh?
Now, for those who are not familiar, Ideanomics it's one of the ones that we all invested in. We still believe in it. There are some things I don't like about it, but I do like a lot of their products. So they have really good products. So
yeah, if it's a diamond in the rough, they gotta do some work to scratch out the rough spots.
And so, what are the roughest spots as you see it? What are the things that you think they can improve on the most?
Reporting numbers for one. They're pretty behind, but last we heard, they had some issues with a public accounting firm, so they went with a new one just yesterday. So hopefully they can pick up the tab and push them forward.
Bill, you got any thoughts on that? You think is there
I was
anything that you think? Yeah, go
kind of
ahead.
questioning that because if they're the one of the seventh largest company out there that does accounting, and they screw up, there's something I don't get that line there. But there's so many with all the divisions being all over the world. I mean, literally from Italy, from China, from everywhere. Coordinating all that, it's got to be a nightmare for any accounting company. That's got to you got multiple different laws and different. Oh my God, I can't even comprehend the amount of stuff that you have to know.
Do you
And
think it would
so
be? Do you think it would be beneficial for them to just cut off the China businesses, sell them, and
oh,
just stay here in the States?
I've said that several times. Remember, we started in China though. You got to keep that. That's where all this
Yeah,
started.
they did. They did start in China, yeah,
This
but
is
they
where
also
it
started as a
started.
fintech company.
So I think cutting off is necessary because it does. We don't have a choice. I mean, what are you going to get delisted? What choices do we have? China, the government. I'm sorry, but They're not disclosing numbers. They think everything they disclose is going to be used against the country and everything else, and blah blah blah. And there is too many moving parts to control. And on top of that, all the U.S. brands that we have currently, and then we got Italy, we got this. No, it's just too much to handle. At least at the
Yeah, I
beginning.
agree.
Later on, if you're a IBM or you're a Meta or you're this or that, okay, you can handle. You have a legal departments, and imagine all this costs money. So you can have a
Exactly.
legal department handling China. You can have another guys assigned to handle U.S. issues, and then another company for this or whatever. Yeah, we can afford it. Right now, we're in dimes and nickels right now, so we just can't. And I'm sure that's why the delay is all about is decoupling between because I was there in NASDAQ and I've seen them in person, how they treated these guys, and they treated them very well, the NASDAQ. So everyone keeps mentioning about getting delisted. I'm looking at them like, this doesn't look like it's going to happen. I'm right here. I'm at the NASDAQ. I'm with these people. Where are you getting this from? Because they're not acting like they're getting delisted. So I don't understand that
Yeah, they're
argument.
expanding,
For
and
that.
yeah,
I mean, you should have seen that. I was there. I mean, they treat them like royalty in that place. I'm like, they were taking photos with the cops, and everybody loved them, and blah blah blah. That Nasdaq people were there too. They were there too. It wasn't like strangers came into the door knocking, and they opened their house to them. No, you're not going to open your home to somebody that you have plans to do some really negative things to. if that was the case. I just didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. I'm sure that's what's happening because they've given them so much leeway. Typically, any other company, bye bye, and end the story. But the leeway they've given them is a lot. So it's got to be a legit reason why they're doing what they're doing. But these gag
My
orders
biggest
gotta
question,
stop.
I'm sorry. My biggest question though is moving forward, like the company that they just fired, well, the company that they brought in, are they going to pick up where they left off, or you think they're going to start from scratch? Because I don't think they can start from scratch and finish in time.
No, they have to.
So
They have to pick up. They have to pick up where they left off, and they have.
right.
There's no time. The time is gone. We're in life support right now. We don't have time for any of that.
Yeah, we were joking about 2 quarterly earnings, and now I'm going to start joking about 3.
Yeah,
No,
it's getting wild. But as just a strictly investment standpoint, it's like the whole market is down. Like we get that. The whole market's down. Inflation's high. The economy's probably going to wreck. There's a lot of drama. Okay, we get that. So that's why stocks are mainly down. If you're all in, man, if you believe in them, stock market investing is about taking risk. It's like, but it's also about being smart and using your head. It's like you got to have a little bit of both. So, I like it. I don't know if I would put it in my top 3 at this point. I know that sounds weird coming from me, but just from what they've done in the last few months, I don't know if I could put it in my top 3. But
So you say
there's
by
massive
the fear
potential.
within reason.
Yeah, there's massive potential there, no doubt. Products and stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
just being real, any company can go belly up, and all those companies could be sold off to the open
Yeah.
market. Like I don't really know. I just wish they'd be a little more transparent. That's what I
yeah,
would want.
but they can't. That's
Yeah.
the whole point. They can't.
Yeah, yeah,
He would love to do it too because remember he's got a lot of money invested in this, and he would love to tell the investors, "Hey, this is what we're doing. We're disconnecting from China right now, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna still have some interest in that company, but it'll be totally separate, and whatever he's planning, whatever he's doing right now, he would love to
Are you
tell
talking about
people.
Alf Poor?
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mr.
Alf
Poor
Poor is the
is
CEO. If no one knows.
yeah, Mr. Poor cannot say anything. It clearly says in his extension he's got it because he can't trade off of the information. He can't sell. He can't buy. He can't do anything. He can't tell the public because it's not factual. Until it's factual, he can't reveal anything because
Yeah,
people
that's true.
trade
That's true.
over this. So since it's not done yet, he's not allowed to discuss it because he's on an extension. He would have allowed to discuss it if he didn't have the extension, and then he could have told the guys, okay, we're having trouble with China, and just can't get the numbers verified, and we can't do this. We can't for whatever reason. He can discuss it. Investors will understand that this is what we're going to have to do. We have to sell off the division or do whatever he's planning to do because I do not know. He's not allowed to say, like I said. Everyone's making decisions on whether to sell or stay in this company on just their products alone. And their products are winners, man. They're in Universal for Christ's sake. Jake's gonna be there soon. Yo, enjoy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
um,
getting excited to
yo,
see
they're
that.
in Universal. How American is that? What more you want? I mean, every ride you're gonna get on is gonna say Ideolomics on the floor. Oh, come on.
Sponsored by or something, right?
Yeah. So it's like, how much American you want? This is. I don't know. It's the divisions are awesome to me.
Oh
They're
no,
awesome.
that movie too. There's that movie that came out. What's it
Yeah.
called?
Oh, where they where,
What's the name of
where
that
they
movie? It just came
showed
out.
Sa-
one of their motorbikes.
I don't remember which
Oh,
one it
it's
is.
just called Nope.
Nope.
No.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You see the Energica bikes in there too, and
Yeah.
that's a Universal feature. And I didn't
Yeah.
know that until I looked it up. I was like, wow, there's 2 for Universal. So I feel like someone's got in and Universal got ties.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I really don't care how they
I mean,
got
that's
it.
just
They're in.
speculation, but
They're in. And but the Nasdaq got to loosen up with these rules. But they're there for a reason. They've been there for a long time, and I understand them. But how are we going to make a decision by this? I mean,
That's
whether
tough.
to stay or not stay. And if it wasn't because I'm just sold on the product, that's one of my speculative plays. That's number one for me. Since I seen it, I saw it from the first day. I fell in love with it, and I've been trading on that. I've been actually not trading. I've just been buying, buying and
Yeah.
buying and buying and buying. Matter of fact, this
Yep.
week I'm gonna buy some more. But this not knowing is just killing everyone.
Yeah,
Even
it's
in our Discord, it's tearing everyone apart.
yeah,
It's
I
I
like
can feel the
seeing
pain
so
that
Hmm.
my
everybody's
thing
going
is like
through.
I don't want to I'm not trying to beat it down, man. I'm like I like their stuff, man. You know, like I created like a community around it. You know, I used to talk about ideonomics like once a week. Like we used to do breakdowns about on it. Like
Right.
I know too much about the company. It's like I'll drive down the road and I'll see a van and I'll just be thinking, oh, was that the same shape as the Via van, or was it, you know, is that a Dodge or whatever? What's the frame on that? Like it's just in my head now, man. You know, so I I still like what they do, man. It's just like there's something missing and I don't know what it is, and I think they just need to find whatever it is and get it worked out. You know, maybe it's just transparency. And I know you said they can't talk about everything, but there's all kinds of companies out there that can't talk about everything. You know what I mean? Like you have to
Right.
find a way to say something and have your investors feel confident in you. But yeah, you're right. It could just be the earnings report thing that's really, you know, driving people a little crazy a little bit,
But
because I like seeing those things like clockwork.
one thing I don't understand, that cutoff date is September 12th. Do you think that if they can prove, the attorneys prove that this is happening and this is how we're proceeding, we're waiting on this and that, they're not going to extend it again? They're allowed to extend it once.
Well,
Oh,
They
that's what
have
I'm
to be in
confused about.
talks.
Yeah.
oh,
I think it said they have to keep communications open with Nasdaq. Essentially,
right.
I think that's what it is.
That September 12th deadline, because if you have a legit, and I have this feeling that they're just separating between, if they can't include them in the earnings report, then try to legally separate, which is a legal nightmare in a very short time. Look at the time span we're talking about, a few months to get this done.
Yeah,
And, and
that's
in
what
a
I'm a little
country
worried
that
about.
everything takes years to do, because that right now they don't even have a fair value for this stock.
Yeah, it's not even on the
So
map
there's
Right.
yet.
They
not
have
Yeah.
nothing
nothing
to
to look
cut.
at.
I'm just saying,
Roth looked at
typically,
it, but
in any position I take, I always cut it in half what the fair value is, and I trade around that ideal in my head. I made my fair value for this company. For me, this is a minimum $3 stock. Minimum. It should be $2 to $3 right about this time. And to factor in anything that may or may not happen in the company, CFO decides to have an affair, blah blah blah. I've heard
yeah,
every excuse in the book to bring the price down. And
yeah,
people, short sellers, oh my God, they they'll have pictures of his girlfriend, and they'll post it. They got friends in the Times. Oh, can you post this photo? I got it from her. This is the girl he's cheating with, his wife. Yo, so if he's doing that, he can't have his head in the game. So that companies will suffer. Blah blah blah. And they send the photos off. I've seen it. I've been around so long, man. I've seen it all.
Sounds
So
like distractions.
yeah, well, this is the things, and some guys are like saying, so what? His personal life is personal life. That's my opinion. Whatever happens in his personal life, he has. We're not there. We don't see what happens, so I don't judge a person in his personal life, and I don't think that's a fact that's something that should be factored in when you're buying in a company. But that's just my opinion. But
Oh yeah,
uh, you
yeah, I
know,
agree.
we're trading off of their future profits, right? We're paying for a company. It's non-profitable, so there's no real dollar amount you can stick to it. But future earnings for this company, come on, look at it. Look at the numbers. They've been growing and growing and growing and growing. Not profitable, but they've been increasing, increasing, and increasing. With everything that's going on, imagine we didn't have inflation. Imagine we didn't have all this other stuff with the war and everything going on.
let's go ahead and let's keep rapid fire in here. You had to bring up IDEX. You knew we were going to talk about that for a while.
Oh yeah. All right.
So,
Well, my second one was it's an ETF. It goes by, I know you know this one, WEED or weed. At first, I thought it was funny at first, but then I was like, well, I really thought about it. I mean, it's really gaining traction in the country, and most states have it legalized, and they buy out companies. They've invested in companies that have cannabis, Curaleaf, Trulieve, Verano, Kronos. It's a holdings ETF.
Oh, okay.
Round Hill Investments is the holder. Let's see.
Okay. So
Green Thumb Industries. There's several.
So you're treating that as it's a speculative play, but you see it as it's going to do something big in the future when they legalize things. You think a lot of money's going to come pouring in.
Well, I know it's been working around in the government of trying to legalize it federally, and I have a feeling that if it does, it's sort of going to take everyone by surprise, and some companies may flourish, others may get gobbled up or go under because the other ones are succeeding, more. And I feel like going into an ETF with it, I can get the crescendo of the market, of that sector, because I'm not too familiar on these, so I don't want to risk too much.
That's probably the best route to take when you don't know a whole lot about
right.
Which one's going to succeed. I'd probably do the same thing in something like EV. I mean, like for example, real quick, I won't get off topic too long, but so like Canoe, like I thought their vehicle was so terrible, Go EV, that I thought they were just going to go bankrupt. I thought they were going to be the first one going bankrupt, and it turns out that they're getting deals with like Walmart and NASA and stuff. I'm like, what is happening here? What is going on?
I hate to say it, but EV stocks are kind of a dime a dozen. They can be.
Yeah, there's quite a bit. There's quite a few of them. Some of them, though, you can see which ones have connections and whatnot. But anyways, I'll let you go ahead and get back on track. Bill, what do you think of that play? Do you think that's a potential multi-bagger, or do you think you should play it a little more risky and just pick a individual weed stock?
You know how I am. I slow and easy go into it because I don't think I would think it's going to take at least 5 years. Remember, lawmakers, they got voters that are not with the weed program. They're not with at all. So they're going to take a while to convince them. They want those tax dollars when they see the states taking it, raking in all that money, which they're already starting already. They're taxing them to death. It's going to take place. But within a 5-year span, I don't think it's going to happen overnight because people are set in their ways, and they have voters out there. They have to listen to them sometimes. They don't have a choice in the matter. But is it going to happen? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But when it does, that's it. It's
they already voted for it in Congress, but I guess they're holding on to it, holding it back because they know they don't have the votes in the Senate. That's the issue. Right. Currently, that's where it's held up, I believe.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of people. A lot of senators and congressmen that need to vote to certain groups, and they're not going to get them if they go okay on the weeds issue. But it's going to happen, and slowly entering into an ETF and buying and buying and buying, it's gonna be a big windfall eventually, definitely. But a lot of these stocks, that's why I hold multiple positions in different companies, because you never know what's gonna cycle in next. It just happens like overnight, literally. That's just the way the market is. It's been like that since forever. All of a sudden, today energy, and then 3 months pass, energy not so good. And then another month. It's just these cycles. People don't. I mean, professional traders, of course, they cycle in and out, in and out. That's what they do, and they don't go against the cycles. And I tell everybody, if you're long term on a stock, don't worry about the cycles. If you're short term and you are not good in taking punishment, then you need to cycle out and follow the cycles. But long-term investors, if you can take the pain, just keep accumulating. And when your thesis plays out, you're going to be the winner. And this way, the income, when I retire, I'll have from different sectors coming in. I want something cashing in every year, the way I'm setting it up. So it may be, say, 5 years from now, it'll be weed. 2 years from now, it'll be my EV plays. 3 years will be, you have to schedule. The important thing in the future is to schedule what you think your time horizon is for each position that you have. And then I put it on my iPad. I time it so that you have different positions that where you can cash in and take up any losses that you may have in other positions and give you the funds to add to your positions, your other position, and to live off as well, like I'm gonna do. So I'm not.
That's nice.
I
It's like
say
you're
live off. I got
building your own 401k from the ground up.
Yeah, well, basically that's what you have to do. The
Yeah.
way this market is, they gave me no choice. Before I used to have maybe 20 stocks, and I always had one play coming in every year, and everything was always good. I never had trouble. I got 10K. Okay, I'm gonna spend that one in DR. I'm gonna spend another 10K over here, and I didn't have no out of pocket. Okay, so everything I've done is with no out of pocket. So it's just kind of great. So I'm just trying to plan it that way with much larger numbers now. I got my orphanage plan that I have to support over in Thailand, and a few other things that I got planned, and I'll do uh, on Discord a whole segment of it once I go over there in February, and I'll show you exactly what I'm gonna do.
That'd be
So
awesome. Yeah, we
I'm gonna
appreciate
show you
that.
the kids and everything that I'll be doing with my money. Now, I just don't do it for me because right now, with my 401k and my and social and everything else, I'm fine. I don't really need to do all this. But for to do my extra stuff, yeah, I have to do it. I mean, a lot of people are counting on me right now. That's just me. But in any case, I have a lot of plans. That's why I want every account to be $1 million because I want everything coming in on a yearly basis. You gotta set up yourself. You're both young. You gotta set up yourself now. Different sectors where you can cash in on a yearly basis. That's when you become a full-time investor. When you're able to do that, that's when I'm set up for it already. But I can't get my pension until a year and a half, so I would just do it now. But that's
Well,
how I'm setting myself up.
maybe you could add some of those. Maybe you could add some of those weed plays to your positions then.
No, I'm look. There's so much. Look, I wish I had the money to buy all the stuff that I want. I just don't have the funds to do it. That's why I've been working
Yeah,
10 days a
you
week.
can you can definitely spread yourself thin. I know I have just this year because I've kind of stumbled onto a lot of other stocks and whatnot and
Oh,
diversified a lot
look
more.
at mankind.
It's a lot less
I want to
stressful, I can tell you that.
look mankind. I want to dive into that big time, big time. That there's an inhaler. By the way, the inhaler they're planning to use it for weed, for weed an inhalation for weed, for everything, for a lot of different things. Their inhaler that they came up with, and
Like a vaporizer?
yes, they're setting it
Hmm.
up for
Maybe.
multiple purposes for a lot of different things. It's a whole thing. It's a lot of potential there. I can't go crazy with it because I got so many commitments elsewhere. I can't neglect the other positions and blah blah blah. And I gotta have
Hmm.
a way to measure my high conviction stocks against like mankind. I mean, come on, it went up 16% in a month. And it's like I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not part of this. I should have got it when it was 80 cents, and then my friend told me about it. And I said, all right, he asked me, because you're in United Therapeutics. Why aren't you on that? They're working together. Why so blah 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 blah. He kept telling me, why are you not you're not that? I said, oh, yeah, I'm in it now. Thank you for telling me. Boom. He said, you should have told me when it was 80. I did tell you it was 80 cents. You disregarded me, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, because I'm in a lot of trades right now. I mean, people think because I
Hmm.
like a company, I'm able to just buy them and think. I can't. I go 5K on the company. 5K is my max on a company that I don't have high conviction on. And I do the max on 5K. That's it. I walk away and that's it. Like I'm constantly running. I have 4 monitors running all the time. And when I'm in the car, everywhere I go, I got Bloomberg. I got in the car. I got through TD Ameritrade. I have every show that you could think of always around me. If I'm working, it's in my ear. Um, I'm always listening because I've learned so much. A lot of stuff that I pick up on, I learned so much just by listening and getting a vibe on what's going on and what sector and this and that. Hearing different people talk about crypto and this and this. I'm into now
Oh, it's a
Bitcoin. I'm like, oh my God, I want to own a lot of shares of Bitcoin, but I got this to buy. I got that to buy. I'm so like spread out that I'd rather have 5K and everything and not be a giant winner in one stock by missing other ones. Yeah.
all right. So your next one is what now, Jake?
Sheep.
Oh, Shiba.
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 It's not a
Right into
stock, it's a crypto.
right into the crypto. Okay. All right.
Right.
Give us your pitch on that one, and then we'll move on to you, Bill, and we'll get to your top three.
All right.
I mean, for me, it's next level, Dogecoin.
Yeah. So I haven't followed the SHIB community lately, probably in the last couple months. So they're a different type of crypto than Doge. So Doge is like its own like platform, and SHIB is more like a token within a certain system. I think they trade on the Ethereum. It's been a while since I looked into that one, but they're very active with their community. So I think that's really cool of them. Another thing is they're
Yeah.
beat down with the other cryptos as far as investments go. I do
But
like
they're
that.
rising just as fast, I've noticed.
Yeah, they're going to jump up. That's one thing with the crypto market is when it all goes down, when you see Bitcoin fall big, you're going to see a lot of these other little players drop. It's
But
all speculative, but SHIB, they got a good community going, so I can see them doing big things moving forward.
well, that's what I was going to say. Is Sheep is my big speculative play. I don't know a whole lot about it. I've tried to understand cryptocurrencies at its core, and it's very, very difficult to get the concept of really what's going on. Yeah.
So just a quick story, because I know a lot of people don't know this story. You've heard it probably 5 times, Jake, but I invested into Dogecoin when it was 0.0017. This was not a heavy investment. I think it was like some extra money in my account instead of just leaving it in the little account there. I just decided to throw it in Doge. It was like
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
It was like $42. It was just, I know. If I would have put 10,000 in there, I would have been rich today, but rich. But so I put $42 in there. That was it. There was just $42 sitting in that account, and I just left it alone. And I was like, one of these days, because I heard Elon kind of liked it or whatever, and it was just kind of a joke at the time. Nobody was really talking about it though, and that's the best time to put money in, is when people aren't really paying attention to it. But if you get a little bit of a hint that it could go somewhere, you might put a little bit in there. But anyways, this $42 ended up turning into $6,400 when I finally cashed out, and I was just like, it's just insane how you can make money hand over fist in the crypto market. If you kind of keep your ear to the street and join some of these Twitter spaces. These people are on here all the time talking about their projects and whatnot, and you could tell which ones get more excitement. So
I'm always when I'm on Twitter, I'm always seeing SHIB trending like somewhere. Shiba is it's very popular, so I know there's millions of people out there buying it.
Do you know why I'm talking? This is related to what you're discussing right now. Why the watch market, the luxury watch market, is down so much? I have friends in Miami that own a few stores. Why Rolex, AP, everything's down like 20%? It's because 80,000 millionaires that became millionaires, crypto millionaires, lost money, blah blah blah, and they're running into cash to reinvest. So they're selling their watches and their APs and everything else. And I thought that was article was pretty like interesting because these guys made themselves out of nothing. Most guys too, buying these crypto stocks, became millionaires, and instead of reinvesting and I guess buying nice stuff, like they bought, all they thought was by buying nice luxurious stuffs, and they thought it was never gonna stop. That's a mistake they made.
Yeah.
But the money that can be
Yeah.
made is great. 80,000
Buy a
millionaires
Lambo.
from crypto alone. I'm talking
Yeah.
about the
If
guys that
you,
pulled their money and invested wisely. They're still there, but 80,000 are no longer millionaires, and these are crypto owners. Okay, now to bring down the watch market is something huge. I'm like, wow, and I there's so much money to be made there. It's like not even funny. It's amazing the money they made off of this, and it's still going to be there. You know how it is. Sector people are not happy today. Then in 2 years from now, we
yeah, it'll get hot again.
there'll be
Yeah.
like 100. Everyone jumps the bandwagon. The thing is, you have to be in the game before that happens, because it happens so fast and abruptly. Forget
Yep.
about it. And I know how Jake's always in and out.
Yeah.
He's always in and out of that. But you got to keep some, because one day it's gonna so flying, and you're gonna be glad you had the money. You had some money in there. So you got to leave
Yeah, I
some
thought
for
about that
long
too.
term. Got to keep that
Yeah.
in mind. Leave some long term. I
Yeah,
buy a little
indeed.
crypto here and there. I don't go crazy. Here's 200. Here's 300. And forget about it. And then I go on to all my other stocks. And then I buy. Here's another 300. Okay, I throw 300 or 500, whatever it is. And I sell a position, and I have any profit of it, I'll put it into crypto, whatever. Um, and it's amazing how $500 turns into $50,000, or $1,500 turns into like 80,000,
Mm-hmm.
like overnight. It's like, wow. My supervisor, my boss. Well, he's not a supervisor. He's a VP. I'm the supervisor. um, he made a lot of money on crypto, and I said, yo, but you gotta do this. You gotta buy it. Just put 500. Forget about it. Forget about it. He tells me all the time. Forget about it.
Forget
1,500.
about it.
What's 1,500 for you? That's not even a week's pay for you. Now come on, forget about it. Do it. Do it. He's always encouraging me. He started me on crypto. My boss. He's made a lot of money on crypto. He bought his new car and everything on crypto. Just crypto, baby, right here. You see this car? He bought a Harley. All right. I have family, old time family friend and all that. He was managing Harley in Northern Boulevard. So I sent him over there, and he bought himself a Harley. Wow, $40,000. I didn't realize how expensive Harleys were, but they're very expensive. And crypto, crypto, crypto. He's always throwing it in my face with it.
Well,
But
it's a good play. If you get
yeah,
in at the right time. My thing is, I want to find a crypto that has a good community and it has good utility. So that's the same thing with NFTs as well. I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with that, but all of this is viewed as speculative, and there are some people who think it's just worthless. But that goes with anything, though. I mean, you can get attached to some piece of art, and somebody might think it's worthless, but you might think it's worth everything you have. So there's definitely some plays out there to keep an eye on. Jake, I like your list. That's pretty solid. I can't believe you started
Yeah.
out with Ideanomics. That's
yeah.
man,
Bold.
you put it you really started out the podcast with Ideanomics. I knew that was going to happen. All right, Bill, you're up. If you want to give us your top three, kind of run through them, we'll kind of talk about them a little bit, and then I'll finish off with my top three.
Well, right now I have a top 30, so it's gonna have to break it down.
Yeah. You got to get it to your top
You
three
can just roll the
favorite ones.
dice.
Look,
Yeah,
right now
your top three
I can't.
favorites.
I was gonna include one, but it was already talked to death on, so I can't include that one. Thanks, Jake. Then it would be. It has to be United Therapeutics, Amazon, and Mankind. Those are they're on my radar, man. Those and Amazon and well, I was right about Amazon. So we were talking about it last week.
Yeah, you
I
got that on
kept
the
telling you
Discord. Yeah.
43%. or of the market. Everything you order on the screen. I was trying to sell it to the Discord members, and I had no, I had no interest, I guess, in that. But it's nice to see the numbers prove what I've been saying. So when the numbers say when the market's down and we're in inflation and they're still kicking the numbers up, come on, guys. I
Mm.
don't know.
That
Yeah,
is a diversified stock. Like it really is.
y'all just look. I
Oh,
pay the
they're a
yearly
monster.
fee. I pay the yearly fee. Just the fees alone on certain things. Yeah, I don't know, man. They're into so many things. Into everything. They're making their own movies now. Jesus, they're making their own movies. I mean, what else? I don't know what to tell you. It's just it's a
Yeah.
cash cow. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
gonna
isn't
die.
there a Lord of the Rings show coming out?
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that one, but
they're
that's gonna be
they're into
good.
everything. They're into everything, and they feed. Look, this one company. Look, like Canoe and all the other companies, the EV companies and everything. That one company feeds hundreds and if not thousands companies. You know how many vendors they have that all feed off this big machine. It's just like if you break it down, it's just amazing how everyone's feeding off from EVs to small little merchants because merchants sell on Amazon. So there is the money just keeps coming in all different directions. It's like you can't stop it. I mean, that's why I said in times like this, Amazon. It's my second highest. That's my second highest conviction that I have is and mankind. And then you have anything to do with medical that I see. Mostly medical stocks people tend to shy away from because you have different levels of approvals and the FDA you have to go through and a lot of other stuff that people don't understand and they just don't have the time to deal with it and their stocks stay stagnant for a year or 2 years. So
But
you
just to add to that, I know there's like a cancer stock that I was interested in, but it's like a specific cancer, and then it starts going into genomes, and I'm like, I get confused. So it's like, what exactly is it
Yeah,
curing? You know?
it's tough
right.
to understand those therapeutic ones and which ones are going to work. Some of them trade off of trials and whatnot. You
That's
know.
exactly how you play it. And when it gets into the final stages, is when the numbers, if you're in it, if you accumulate enough shares, that's when it blows. You get to blow out numbers. You
Okay.
sell out your original position that you have, so you play with the house's money. That's how I've been playing the medical stocks.
They've been
If I
doing really good.
and it goes up and all for stupid news because just because it gets to stage 3 doesn't mean it's going to go to the market. It's going to take another 2 or 3 years to go to market and to profit from it another 2 years. So you're talking about 5 year span before the company becomes profitable. So you have to take all that into consideration. Never get fall for the hype. A lot of people fall out of medical stocks because they get burned in them because they got to prove what happened. Why did it go from $30 to $10? What happened? I lost my
Hmm.
money. Why? Because they traded on that. That's future money. You're trading off of future money, and you have to pull out some your original position so that when it does recede, it doesn't hurt you. But you don't want to pull out completely because then you'll miss when it really does go out to market. Because overnight, sometimes they'll put it out, especially if it's an emergency play where it's a life-saving drug. They'll push the certain numbers. The time span will decrease greatly, so you have to know what drug you're involved in, and like this inhaler thing for mankind is really good. It's helping a lot of people, diabetes and everything else. Take that. Imagine instead of taking a shot in your arm, if you have diabetes, how is it that you can just take an inhaler, use it in a second, you got your medication? It's instead of going rolling up
Hmm.
your arm like on the corner where you hide in shame because it looks like you're a junkie or something of diabetic, and it's heart wrenching. So something like that, yeah, man, yeah, I'll invest in something like that. I have, I mean, stocks like that, yeah, I can get behind that, and I can be patient enough to follow it through. until the company becomes profitable. Trying to catch up, and just on the news, you already lost. You already lost. The train left, and you can buy. You may go up a few bucks, but the real winners are the ones that got in early.
Who are
I mean,
already in it
don't,
when something comes along. Yeah.
yeah, you cannot sell everything. You got to sell what you put in, and then let the play with the house's money. I learned that. You don't know who taught me that? Years ago, like 17 years ago. You know who taught me that? Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer taught me. Yes, he
Oh
did.
shit,
I admit it.
Jim
I
Kramer's back in the
for the
conversation. Oh
commercial.
god,
I got his
it.
books in my house. I have his dolls, his Bobby Hit
Oh,
doll. I
but
have it. I have his bull stress relievers, the rubber. I have them in the house.
people are making money betting against them right now, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He's down like all his predictions are like when
He's not having a good
buy
couple of years.
sell it, you sell it. He's 40%. But
Yeah.
people don't understand when you're 40% in, most famous traders, multi-million-dollar traders, 40% wins out of 100 trades that he makes. It's a he's a successful trader. So people don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're 40% correct half the time, you're a multi-millionaire, my friend. So I don't understand. Right? Everyone's betting every time he says something about a stock, and they'll bet against it. Like say, buy this stock, they'll short it. That's how people are trading Kramer right now.
Yeah,
So
some people go out on a limb. I don't know. It's like I feel like they put him in a position like whenever he had his show and he was just doing that. I kind of liked him more in that setting, but ever since they put him out with like the other people on CNBC and whatnot, I feel like he's pressured to kind of agree with whatever they're wanting.
right.
Like Coinbase when that one first came out, it was just kind of I don't know. It seemed unorthodox for him to really pump that one at like three hundred
Yeah, but
dollars a share or whatever. I was just like that doesn't feel right.
he said crypto's no good. That crypto's great. Crypto's great. Crypto's no good.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of pushing and pulling him in different directions. So I won't fault him that much, but I do think the memes and whatnot online are pretty funny.
Yeah, but like I said, I what he said, certain things stuck with me, and that was one of the things. Always play with the house money. That's where you can be successful is by playing with the house's money. And I understood that, but why would I sell my base my base commitment to this company and I lose out a lot of potential income? And he says because that potential income is not guaranteed. And I've learned over the years that he was right. That I got to give him. I mean, I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, and especially some companies. I want to strangle him sometimes on thumbs up on a company he can't stand. But look, if you're 40% successful, most traders are. If they're telling you I got 80% success rate, he's a liar. He's a goddamn liar.
Yeah,
Yeah, who he
yeah.
He's a liar.
That's one thing I'd like to cover real quick. Is like like since we started, we've always said like we don't know it all. Like we're constantly learning. We're constantly seeking information, and sometimes we have to learn the hard way. It's like it's this whole learning process, and eventually, when you get to that point where you kind of learn how to avoid some traps and whatnot, you can actually come out of it and make some pretty good money. So I think that's a
Yeah, but first lesson they got to learn is to accept losses. If you can't accept that and you always drop out, that's why I want these new traders to understand. Accepting a loss is common, even for the best traders. They expect to have 40 to 50% losses every year on different trades. So it's if the best traders, these Harvard graduates and everything else, are doing those numbers, why people are, I don't know who's selling this to people that every trade you make you're gonna make money on. Maybe if you buy 5 stocks, you'll lose money on one. No, that's not the way it works. So I don't understand.
and sometimes there's time constraints on some of these things. So like
Yeah.
some of these stocks we're talking about, maybe they're not going to do good the next 6 months. Maybe they do great the next 6 months, but there's always a time element to it. Like how long do you actually think it's going to take to get to a certain point? And I
That's
think we got to kind of keep that in mind too. Now, you told us about let's see, you told us about Amazon. United Therapeutics.
United is just partnering up with mankind to just add. They partner with different companies to get anything they may need from them, technology or otherwise. Patents is always they just lost a patent in court systems lately, but they have so many hundreds of patents. Just losing one doesn't make the company. People panicked and they sold, and what happened? Everyone came in or started buying up the shares. I bought some more shares, but they need. I just like I said, that's one of the top companies. It was Amazon, but I traded it down because they save lives. They're into everything, and they use every known system, from genomics to everything to get to where they need to get to, and I love that about them. So yeah,
Okay.
I deal with that anytime, especially when I don't mind when it goes down $5-10. I don't really care. Doesn't matter to me because I know long term it's a $600 stock. So, and I'm helping people. So hell
Oh
yes.
yeah, if you're doing both
That's
of them, then if you
yeah.
can find
That's a
something that has some
win-win,
meaning
man.
behind it too, yeah,
Hmm.
that's definitely a win.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a win.
I
No,
guess I'll dabble into my top three if you guys are
right.
ready.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
ahead.
curious. I'm more curious than anything.
Well, there's one of these you're not curious about at all. You're already going to know about it. I'm
Okay.
really, really, really bullish on this one. I've said it in the Discord before. That's
Oh,
Palantir.
oh
Oh, you got
God.
a channel for it.
Yeah,
Well,
I dude, Palantir is going to be a monster, dude. They got so many. They're expanding out with their technology and their software. And right now, it's at a $21 billion valuation. They started out with just using this software for the government, and helping there, and they get big contracts from the government that come in steady. So those things pay the bills. But ever since they went public, they're getting out into selling the software to businesses as well. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped about this one. Just the way they're disrupting and expanding into other sectors. And I also love where the price is at right now. $10 and under. I don't even have to think about it. Just buy it
yeah,
because
I never thought it would go down past 10.
oh,
Remember I
it's
told you? Surprisingly, I never thought it would go down 10.
shocked. I'm shocked
I'm
by it.
shocked.
Like
Yeah.
because it got up to $30 or something, and I
Right.
thought that was cheap for real. I was like, well, that
Right.
ain't too bad for what they're doing. I mean, they're
Hmm.
going to be huge. If you go and look at their revenue projections, it's insane. It's just and just what they've done in the last few years, it's crazy too.
And do you know what they do with the government? What their software does? You don't have a clue. No one does because it's top secret unless you got top
Yeah,
secret clearance.
yeah. And not only that, but like the management, it's ridiculous. Like the people that they have at the helm of that. I mean, Peter Thiel, that dude is a billionaire, and Alex Karp, I mean, just a genius.
The only problem I have with him is that I would give 10% of my Palantir shares if you can get a haircut or comb it or so do something.
Ah,
Jesus Christ.
no,
Five
no, no,
year
no,
shares
because then that takes away
if
the
you get a
Albert
haircut.
Einstein effect.
Yes, that's the person. Every time I see him, I think he reminds me of Albert Einstein. I got a picture of him hanging on my wall, and he
Yeah,
reminds
yeah,
me of him.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
it's a little
exactly
wild.
the
Yeah,
person I was thinking of. Yeah.
you can just tell like how much he cares about the company and how much effort he puts into it. Like I'm telling you guys, like they hire the best of the best, dude. They're gonna be big, in my opinion. I can't say for sure, you know what I'm saying, but from the looks of it, it looks like they're gonna be big, and it's a $21 billion valuation.
But what was my opinion when you asked me about Palantir? What was my opinion?
I think you
Remember?
got behind it. I think you were behind
I
it. And I think you
said
liked it.
buy it and forget about it. Didn't I say
Yeah, but I forget about it. It's you know,
buy it and forget about it. That's one of my few stocks where you can buy and forget about it, not have
just
to
yep,
worry.
just
I
let it
keep
go.
yes, just
The
forget
government's
about
the
it.
government's
Forget
going to
about
pay the bills. The government's
it.
not going to run out of money. They're always going to make sure they have enough money for the military.
Yeah, but the military that used to be what they first started on. Okay, I got you, and that's what their bread and butter was. But that was just the start. With right now, their
Yeah.
bread and butter is the private sector. It's not the military. Everyone can say, "Oh, but they're restricting the military income is siphoning off. It's not producing any more new contracts. Blah 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 blah." I'm saying, hey, who cares? That's just to pay the rent.
Steady income coming in.
It's they can't have exactly the same software because
Mm-hmm.
security reasons, but they all have contracts with foreign countries, and I'm sure they put in a failsafe on different software. Blah 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 blah. So it's a whole different division. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, but I know we're not supposed to be talking about that, but that's fine.
Yeah, I like
I
that
don't
they're
want-
So seeing,
America. They're America first. They're democracy first.
right.
I really like that. That's big too. So
You
I
know,
can't think of a lot of negatives there. I know one of the negatives is that some of their management get paid too much or whatever. There's too many stock incentives or whatever.
yeah,
But
that's
man,
been
I think in the long run, it's going to pay off.
Foundry, Gotham, and Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo. So that one's like space related or whatever. I'm just like, what the hell? They're getting into space now? Like this is just so much potential there, man. So much potential.
like I said, you keep talking. That's just verify what I just said. Buy it and forget about it.
Yeah. Let's just quit talking about it, guys. Come on, let's move on. All right, let's move on to
No,
the
because that's a
second
winner.
one.
You're talking about a winner. That's
Yeah.
what. Yeah, I want to know what you guys think. What is for you a speculative play? They consider professionals that Palantir is a speculative play. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
For me, that's not a speculative play.
Yeah, no, that's not speculative.
That's not.
I,
That's not.
I think speculative plays are like under 5 billion valuation. Like it's
Well,
getting closer to there, but it's still at 21 billion, and
well,
at
the
its height it was like
definition.
IDEX.
60 billion.
The
So
definition is if it's non-profitable. This is what the
yeah.
professionals go by. If the company's not profitable, it's speculative. That's it. End of story. They don't want to hear nothing. And for me,
Yeah, that's
Palantir
IDEX.
is not a speculative play. When I say that I have 3 speculative plays that are not profitable, I mean they're speculative plays. They're not profitable. And there's a chance they won't be. But when I talk about that I'm investing in 3 speculative plays, that's what I mean by a speculative play. But when I say that I'm investing in Palantir, don't tell me that, oh, I thought you said you only have 3. No, I don't see them as a speculative play. But
Yeah.
I,
I agree with
I
that
don't consider
assessment.
that.
I pretty
I
much
don't.
I take the same approach to that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think they need to be profitable in order to be,
yeah. But
not
in
speculative.
the definition for professionals, that's what it means, blah, blah, blah. But I thought I wanted to see what your mindset was. It was the same as mine. And apparently so, because it's a winner, man. I mean, so what's the other one? I wanna hear. I'm curious. I
Yeah.
knew about that one. I knew
Yeah.
about that.
So my next one up is ChargePoint. Ticker symbol CHPT. It's a little bit closer to a speculative play, but not really because they're like one of the top players in the EV charging space.
Are you in that one?
Yes.
Oh, so you had a nice day today.
Yes. It was a very nice day. Yes.
I saw that.
So right now they're at a 5 billion market cap. They're a top player in the EV charging space. I think they have a lot of potential to gobble up a lot of these smaller players and potentially get into some other realms. But I think they do a really good job of focusing on what they do best, which is charging. I think that's a really good idea. Once you get that to an area where you can build it up, then you can kind of scale out to other areas. I consider this a safer play than Ideanomics. Now, that's not me saying that I think they have more potential than Ideanomics. I just found it as a safer EV play than Ideanomics just because of the earnings report drama that Ideanomics had. So that's my second one.
I agree, but I knew about the second one. I knew you was investing now. I've seen your postings already, so I already knew about that. I'm trying to find one that I don't know about.
Well,
But that's a good play. That's a good play.
Okay,
I do
so
agree with you, though.
Yeah, that's the
agree with
thing, though.
Yeah.
Like I always keep it real with you guys. I always share the ones that I really like, that I'm passionate about in the Discord. So I
Right.
try to always keep an open mind. So like this is for like the people that don't really know me or our Discord.
Right.
And so when they listen to it, they could say, oh, well, they might disagree or whatever. They could always come in and, refute something that I said. Anyways, my last one is a potential falling knife. So that's one of those ones that could cut you,
Right.
but it's taken one hell of a drop and I just can't not buy it. Like any chance that I can get under $40, I'm buying it. And that is Shopify. Now, I know the market is tore up. I know things were bad. They didn't post a great earnings report or whatever, but this stock was like really, really high at one point in time, and they were doing everything right. They have partnerships with like the biggest companies out there. They got partnerships with Walmart, and they run their business pretty good. So, this is they now. One thing that you will disagree with is, well, I wouldn't say you disagree, but you chose Amazon as one of your top picks.
Right.
So I love Amazon.
Right.
But as far as like how I trade, I usually try to find ones that have lower market caps. That way I can try to make bigger money in a shorter amount of time.
Right.
But they also have to have all the qualities that I think will pay off in the long run. So Shopify does a lot of the same things, not everything, as far as the uh, shopping experience goes with local merchants and whatnot. They do a really good job working with them. So their competition, they're going to be in competition with Amazon. That's not a good thing, but it is a really big market. So I think they can still do really well, even with Amazon out there dominating. Is that what you were expecting, Bill? Shopify?
Shopify, I knew you own shares in that. We had discussed this before, and I never got into it because of the competition. I was scared of the competition. It was like you have a lot of people in the same field, so that always scared me off. To be
Yeah.
honest, that's the reason why I shied away from it. But for a long time, they were doing well and really well, and I was oh, I missed out. I made a mistake, and then
I thought you were going to say MMAT.
And I wouldn't have taken this risk. I wouldn't have taken the risk at that higher level.
right.
That's the thing. It's like I wouldn't even have thought about it because I was like, I already missed the boat on that one, But since it took such a big hit
Right.
in a crappy
But that's
market, I'm just like,
that
that's this feels like one of those situations where it might be a
yeah.
falling knife, but it's a big name, man. It's like it's not some small player, They got a lot going on now, so I don't know.
There's not one day that CNBC don't talk about Shopify. I'm sorry, not even one day.
Oh, do they talk about it a lot? See, I don't really watch. I
Every
don't
day
really watch
because
the
I
news
watch it.
networks.
Look, I work nights. I watch. It's on my screen. Bloomberg and them there on CNBC's on my screen, and every time, every single day, they talk about that stock. There's not one day they talk about that stock. So to get in now, you're gonna make some money. I mean, if you got in before, that's a different story. But you get in now, or you average down, you're fine. I mean, that you're gonna make some money on that because it's been beat up
Yeah,
so
we're
bad
at a
that
46. Exactly, it's
yeah,
at 46 billion, and
yeah,
with all the partnerships and everything, I don't know. To me, it just seems like a no brainer.
yeah. It's good. You're gonna make some money off of that. So
Yeah, I'm hoping so in the next 5 years. I'd
yeah,
say I'm going to feel comfortable about it in 5 years.
that's another thing that people don't give them enough time for their thesis to unroll. They don't. They don't. They don't. They want it 1 year. I want it now. Blah blah blah. They have no patience. If you like a company, you stick with it and play it. Let it play out. Let's see what happens. Let it play out. Why give up? If you unless something changed, how you feel about the company, I would tell you back off immediately. Sell all what shares. When you lost conviction in that stock, get out. That's it. And if you take a loss on it, if it comes out to be a loss, hey, you played your numbers. Don't feel bad. Hey, I
Yeah,
tried, and that's it. But
yeah.
not that I'm getting out. I'm getting out. I'm not investing anymore. I don't like the stock market. I hear that so much. It's like, yo, come on, this is how the game is played. You
Yeah.
can't win all the time.
Never
But
give
that
up.
I don't think you're gonna have any problems because that they've been beaten down so bad that I'm sorry. That's and I'm when you're on everyone's tongue, every word, every company, every trader always talks about you. I'm sorry, the exposure is there. There's no getting rid of you. I'm sorry, it's there. And you're not going anywhere. And I watch every single day. I mean, even when I'm driving to work, Bloomberg is on my screen. I'm on my phone inside the car. I'm gonna get a ticket for that one of these days. But I don't listen. I don't look at it, but I just listen to them when I drive. But I'm gonna get a ticket. Wow, moving violation like $200 ticket plus insurance going up.
Yeah,
Like,
they're going to say, Bill, I'm sorry, but you were just way too into it. You were
yeah,
just, we could see it in your eyes.
yeah,
You had that look. Yeah.
yeah. They're gonna say, "Oh, you was watching. You was watching while you was driving." No, I'm not. I have speakers in the car, and I just Bluetooth in, and that's it. It's not because of that. Because I switch over when something hot happens from Bloomberg to CBS. I'm back and forth, so I flip over. Well, I run a stop sign. Okay, stop sign. Flip over. See what's going on in Bloomberg. I
He
tell
writes
you,
on the
they never
ticket,
leave my
way too
side.
bullish.
They wait to think.
The
But
bullish ticket. That's funny. Yeah.
no, well, hey, so far you didn't say anything like a language, like anything that I wouldn't trade in. I wish I had the funds to trade in everything I like, but I just can't.
Well, that goes with a lot of people out there right now.
Uh,
There's a liquidity crisis.
right.
If you see the amount of debt that is out there, it just keeps rising, and the amount of money people have available to just drop on things is like it's drying up.
Uh,
And if some of these big things are going to start moving, it's going to take some changes. I mean, the big players are
well,
going to have to get in there
this
and really
inflation,
start driving them up.
this inflation hit. All my credit cards are at zero. Every one of them. I got 5 credit cards. They all say zero, 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 zero. Why? Because that you never know what's going to happen with this inflation. You could lose your job, you could do whatever. And a normal thing,
Yeah.
I use the card to pay whenever I can. I don't care. I don't think about it. But now those days are gone. I literally about 2 3 months ago, I sent out 3,500 and I paid off everything. I don't want to have nothing. I never carry debt over for a month because I'm too cheap to give interest
I know
interest to
all
the
about that.
companies.
Yeah.
I'm very cheap with that. Hey, 16%. I didn't even make that with my stocks this month. Are you kidding me? You're not getting that. I paid off before the closing date. Not
Yeah.
the people make that mistake. Always pay your credit cards on the closing date because if you don't, they'll report that balance to the credit card bureaus and lowers your credit score. So people don't know that, but
Hmm.
I paid it to the due date. Why are you reporting that I have that on my credit report? Especially when you want to buy a house or rental or do something. They don't tell you this. You have to pay off your credit card amount by the due date, by the closing date. So if your due date is the 21st, typically your closing date will be on the 17th or the 18th. So basically, it's like 3 days before. And you have to do it before then because if not, they'll report it to credit bureau. Your credit goes down. Your insurance on your vehicle when you buy a car goes up. Everything goes up with that credit report. I told my friends what happened. I think he saved, what was it? $186 on every 6 months because I told them to get a quick check on his insurance and his vehicle because the gas prices have been hitting him. So I told him what to do, and now he's making $186 cheaper because Geico goes by your credit rating. So he said, "Thank you, you're the best. That's my gas money." Yep, that's what I told you. Knowledge is power, man.
Yeah, it
You
really
just
is.
got to go out there, read, read,
And
read, and you'll save money.
just to piggyback
You
on
know.
that, like that's the whole reason I have this Discord set up is like I want people to be able to come in and learn, and if they have a lot of information themselves that they want to share, there's all kinds of channels where you can do that. You can go in and talk about things, and I feel like if you're in a community that's constantly learning, like you're going to make money. Like you're going to make money and you're going to learn things you never learned
Right.
before. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate you guys being there. You know, you're active members in the group, and you know, you could tell there's some people who, when the stock market isn't doing great, they're like, I just don't want to talk about it. I'm out. You know, but we're different. You know, we're contrarians. We look at it and we say, here's an opportunity. You know, here's an opportunity to make some big money. Maybe I don't have a lot of money right now, but if I just put a little bit in, then you know, next week, next month, next year, 5 years, we're going to make some big money out of this. And I think those are the kind of people that are going to succeed the most. So,
As I say, Bill's you said you were in since the 80s.
Yeah.
That's quite a long time.
Okay,
Do you have any stocks you've held since then?
I'm almost 60 years old. Okay, I'm not. I mean,
is it only Coca-Cola that's been around that long?
But I'm 60. All right. I might not look it in the photos in my Discord, and I might not look it, and I may not act like it. I drive a motorcycle. I do all the crazy stuff that young people do, but I never grew up, and I never will, I guess.
I don't think I will either. But that's good.
Do you
that's
have
good.
any?
Live your life, man. Yeah, you know.
I mean, my daughter's 33, and I have one that's 12, but my daughter's 33. So yeah, and she lives in Tennessee, and yeah, I'm an old guy.
Hey, we're all from different. We're all from different walks of life. You know, we all have different finances. Yeah. We live in different states. You know, I think that's just so cool, man. That's just kind of happened tonight that we were able to get all on here at the same time.
But you know, honestly,
time zones.
Yep.
I was gonna say honestly, like growing up and going to school and everything, I took economics in high school. I tried taking it in college, but I never really liked the idea of the stock market to begin with. But the reason I got into investing was cryptocurrency itself. It was just a fun idea, and it did so many good things, especially with Dogecoin. It had good causes, and then it got me in researching more into investing, and I feel like I just learned more through experience.
Yeah, just think about that. Everything you've learned in the last few years, and I've been doing this since what 80 was it 85? I gotta check my statements. About 85. So can you imagine?
85.
Yeah, 85. Yeah, because right out of high school, when I was going to college, at 83, I graduated aviation high school, and now I went to Academy Aeronautics. So yeah, around 85, right? 85. So imagine everything you've learned since you started. Imagine how much stuff I know. Imagine.
Do you have any stocks you've held since then?
Oh no, that's my mistake. I cry to everyone in the Discord about it.
Now, what about Coca-Cola? Can we talk about Coca-Cola? Wait.
I sold the company, and all I had to do was stay quiet. I didn't have to. All I had to do was do nothing. I would have had 10 million each trading account that I own. No. I didn't want. Talk about something else.
hey, it's all in the rear view now. You know, like what we can do is what's in front of us. You know,
right.
So learning from past mistakes and stuff like that. It only helps us for the future. So. And I think those experiences, once you do succeed, I think you're going to look back on them and appreciate them even more, because you're going to say, well, that's how I was able to get to that next level, because I had to take that step and learn, and now I'm here. So yeah, that's big, man. That's big. But I'm just joking around with the Coca-Cola thing. I don't even know what companies were out there back in those times.
Dinosaur days? That's what you want to say?
No. But 85, my brother was born in 85. My older brother was born in 85.
You know that, right? We had computers, all right? I didn't say, it's not that little ticker with a piece of paper coming out when I started trading. No, I'm not talking about that. Okay, we had computers.
Yeah, this was the green screen. I know about those.
that was your Robin Hood back in the day.
But back then, we paid for every trade. We paid for every trade, every bought or sold. You paid the fee, everything. But you got the any problems or anything, you had 24-hour assistance on the phone and all that. Now TD Ameritrade cut a lot of that out, but they still provide normal business hours information. But they did cut a lot of that out because they're not charging a fee anymore.
Yeah, I just think about the amount of money and the amount of different companies and whatnot that were out back then, and just how many more there are today. Like it's just that's just got to be a crazy change to see because I don't even know how many companies were trading back then, but I know it had to have been much less than what it is today.
Well, yeah, because they keep putting them out. The IPOs keep coming out like every other. Like last year, it was coming out like candy. Boom, boom, boom. Free candy. Come to the store. Come to Nasdaq. Come here. Another company. Another company. But because all this new money is coming into play, so they can afford to do that. But back then, the problem was information. Information is not like now. It's definitely not like that. You have to really do research, go in the back in the companies and make phone calls like I did in California to find out what was going on with um, why that they lost that contract and all that. I pretend I'm doing something. I'm an investor or whatever I have to do to get my information. I did a lot of that back in the day, so I knew how to do it, how to
That's
get
cool.
information by calling providers, by calling people that were customers of the company I was interested in. I called the customers to find out what their business dealing were they any good. I pretended to be a business person from next door or something. I did what
Nice.
I had to do to get the information to make a judgment call. I'm sorry, I lied. Okay, I'm fine. I don't care. I did what I had to do back then to get the information I needed. But now with the full disclosures and all this other stuff that came out and the easy access to information, everything's changed since back then. It used to be a lot harder, let me tell you, much harder back in the days than it is today. And people get locked up for not disclosing things. It wasn't so strict. It was always strict, but not as bad as now. Now, for anything, they just take you to court and they sue you. Investors don't play anymore. They really serious with their money, and
Mm-hmm.
for any little thing, they take you to court. So
Well, guys, we got through our 9 different stocks and crypto, and it's. I feel like I learned a little bit tonight.
I learned a
I
lot.
don't know as much as I need to know about therapeutics and whatnot. I know they've been doing really good lately. But yeah, I appreciate y'all's insights and whatnot. It's valuable information you guys share, and yeah, I definitely appreciate it.
yeah, tell Jake, don't forget me when he becomes a crypto millionaire.
Hey,
Because
but actually,
don't forget me.
before I have Jake close us out, Bill, do you want to say anything to the Discord community or any listener who could be listening in?
All I have to say is one thing: knowledge is power. Take the time to listen to these podcasts, to go on a Discord, participate. That is the most important thing. I learn things. I'm never closing my eyes. Oh, I've been doing this a long time. Put up myself on a high horse. No, I learn things every day from the Discord channel, from 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 all different sources. Don't close yourself up. Number one thing: keep your ears open and listen, because you learn so much. And don't repeat the mistakes you hear that we're talking about. Don't do it. Listen and learn. That I never stop learning. Look at me. I'm getting into crypto. I'm doing this and doing things I thought I would never do as someone my age. And I always have an open mind. I'm never going to be old. I'm sorry. I just don't qualify. I'm mentally. I'm
That's
sorry.
funny.
All right. That's all I really wanted
I
to say.
appreciate it, man. I really
All
do.
right.
I appreciate it. So for anyone listening, we'll keep having these podcasts. We'll be talking about different subjects each time. Sometimes it may not be investment related, but we'll make sure to put that in the title so that you know. You're always welcome to join the Discord. You can find me at at Allied Focus on Twitter, and the link to the Discord is in my bio. So again, thank you all for listening, and I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Jake and see if he wants to give any closing remarks. And I just appreciate you guys. So y'all take care.
As I say, thanks for listening, and this has been the Allied Focus podcast. If you like this program, go ahead and join our Discord.
Let's go.
Follow Matthew.
Let's go.